Carla or Richard.
The samples that were tested from the steering wheel were consistent with being human blood. Those samples were tested to develop a DNA profile.
Perhaps the killer nicked his hand while cutting the seatbelt to remove Carla's body, and the blood dripped onto the steering wheel while he drove the Jeep to the dump site. Investigators asked their initial suspect, Henry Sullivan, for a DNA sample. Testing showed it was not his blood in the car.
Sullivan wasn't involved in the crime, so the mystery was, how did his car get there?
And investigators soon had another theory for how it got there. Henry Sullivan had a brother who was stopped for a traffic violation on the night of the murders. He told police that night that his name was Henry.
We have another person using Henry Sullivan's name and date of birth. Could he be the killer and the one that's dropped the driver's license at the scene where the vehicle was found?
Justin Sullivan had a warrant in existence for his arrest, wholly unrelated to any of the matters pertaining to this case. In an attempt to evade that, he gave his brother's name. Our curiosity was piqued to the point that we thought perhaps Justin Sullivan was using Henry's identification, and it could have conceivably been that Justin dropped the ID card at the scene of the crime.
But like his brother, Justin denied any involvement in the murders. He said he had an alibi, that he was with friends at a nightclub, which they corroborated. Then, investigators asked their third suspect, William DeParvine, for a DNA sample. He said no.
We don't have any probable cause at this point in time in the investigation to indicate that Mr. DeParvine is involved in the murder. Therefore, we don't have enough information to draw a search warrant.
Without a warrant, police couldn't get a genetic sample directly from DeParvine. But there were other ways.
We were looking for him to either eat something, drink something and discard it, chew gum and discard it, or even spit so that we could swab that up.
A team of detectives was assigned to follow DeParvine everywhere he went, hoping to somehow get his DNA sample.
When someone's out on foot, like in a mall, we work in pairs of 2, so therefore if you've got 10 people, you've really only got a team of 5 following a person. And you need at least 8 to 10 people to follow somebody so that they don't know they're being followed.
DeParvine had earned a law degree while he was in prison, and he was very careful, either because he was disciplined or he knew he was being followed.
Mr. DeParvine is an intelligent individual. He's not your average type of criminal.
He led a very monotonous, very bland type of lifestyle. He would get up in the morning, he would go to work, and he would come back home and stay inside his little apartment and go to sleep.
DeParvine was a construction worker, and he had no social life to speak of. For months, the surveillance continued with no luck. But DeParvine made a mistake during the Christmas shopping season. He stopped at an ice cream store and bought a dessert known as a blizzard.
My partner at the time and I watched him eat the blizzard and felt that the way he was slowly eating the blizzard and taking the spoon and raking it across his teeth, that spoon would possibly give us some DNA from Mr. DeParvine.
DeParvine discarded the cup and the spoon, and investigators immediately retrieved the spoon from the trash.